Hello, collective and chosen ones. Thank you for watching my channel and spending some time here. You know you're always appreciated and loved here. I hope you're well, and today is a special update on what's been happening and how the Spirit has brought to me a divine intervention. So I always think that Spirit works in mysterious and sometimes weird ways to cause a change in me to a brand new direction that we're meant to go towards. The divine intervention I'm talking about. For various reasons, we may sometimes be stuck, restricted, or faced with difficult situations that has kept us bound for a long time. Now, this is very typical of chosen ones. And many of us have been met with fear that has stopped us from moving forward. I'm pretty sure this is applied to you if you're part of this collective and chosen one community. We've all been there. We've been kind, accommodating, sacrificed a great deal for others, and copped a lot of unfairness from left, right, and center. Yet, we continue to give the people that we care about with lots of chances, respect, and forgiveness. But this is not reciprocal in many cases. But there comes a time where enough is enough, and the people that have stepped beyond the line has disrespected us and our boundaries. So when the divine steps in, there will be an orchestration in the form of triggers to one another. It's like a big banter. It becomes so painful that it causes us to separate ourselves with that person and, in cases, situation. This applies to anything from close relationships to family and friends. At the time of the event, we question why we had to go through this and may even lose faith in Spirit. Why is Spirit punishing me? Some of you may have questioned that. I, for one, have done that several times in the past. But trust me, this had to happen. And I didn't know this had to happen until the event happened afterwards. I'll give you a classic example of what happened in my life and just recently. My relationship with my siblings have always been difficult and very, very much strained. We all have very strong characters and personalities. We don't like to tell each other. Well, some of them like to tell us what to do, but for me, I don't like to be told what to do. So it has become increasingly more and more strained. Like a volcano, we may have contained a lot of emotions internally and trauma without expressing it. More and more, this surface starts to steam up. It's like literally like an eruption about to happen. And because we've suppressed it for so long, it has to go somewhere out. So over the years, it's become negative words and actions that we have projected to each other without a full-blown fight, and hence we've kept it quiet. We've suppressed it for so much and for so long. We also may want to We also don't want to have a full-blown flight because we are afraid that something's going to happen, like the whole family is going to be split apart in my case. So I kept it in. But this has it's detrimental because it's caused so much stress and pain to each other. And one would say that, or deliver the message in a way So let's just go back to what's happened. So once Spirit steps in, there's a divine orchestration where the triggering process begins. And it's so painful that at the time, depending on your mood and your reaction, certain things can happen. You see, the whole thing is about how you deliver the message and your tone. But if it's done in the wrong time and wrong place, this triggering process starts to push your buttons, and the other would react in a way that could be very combative, and in some ways you could regret it. So this banter has gone on for years in my life with my siblings. It's not until my father passed away last year that this is all becoming to a surface, and Spirit is asking me to do something about it. However, Spirit has helped me. The only way that this is going to go on for a solution is when I realize I have to make a drastic change. And in my case, I'm the only person out of my siblings that want to make this real change in the spiritual sense. So this is a forced change from Spirit, and Spirit will cause one person to trigger the other so hurtfully that a transformation will begin. So I have two brothers. Both of them are not spiritually inclined. They certainly don't want to do the work. They don't want to know anything about Spirit. And they love the materialistic world. Okay, there's nothing wrong with loving the material side, but when there's an imbalance, when your actions are hinged on low frequency and arrogant ways, this is when they cross the line. I have in many cases in conflict with them. Both, well, a lot of them are very much in conversation and very much hurtful. So today is the day when Spirit has put an end for me to no longer put up with it and to make the change. I did something with a conversation on the phone that triggered my sibling, and he returned the conversation vice versa with equal triggering. We all have free will, and when somebody exercises control over you regularly, your job is to exercise boundaries, which is not what I've done over the years, because I just want to not voice out my conflict with them, cause an argument. But I didn't realize it's detrimental to me because they start losing their respect. Now, if you've refrained yourself from doing so by not speaking up, Spirit will orchestrate a situation where you have no choice but to do so. And in my case, even after I expressed my view to my family member, they just kept disregarding me time and time again. So today I walked away in silence. I did not return my view across them. I was very upset at the time. And then I asked Spirit for help. And Spirit just said, silence. And know that silence is not weakness, and in fact, far from it. It's a loud expression. You voiced your opinion in opposition to theirs. You no longer think this is okay, and their behavior and their nasty opinion is not okay. and this has to stop. You see, for a narcissist, this kills their supply and their joy that they no longer have power over you, and they can't grab your attention by telling you off and telling you not to do something when it's okay to do that. This is what Spirit wants you to do. Take control over your life, have compassion over you, yourself, and others with forgiveness. But at the same time, clear boundaries need to be exercised and need to be clear to that person. Lastly, surrendering this to Spirit to look after the rest. And that's the key. Because your job is to just get on with your own life and not look back at these type of low vibrations that really makes you upset and cry. I haven't cried for a long time, but today I had tears because I know I'm finally leaving this old self and I'm leaving them. And that's the sad part, because I can no longer stay with this kind of fractured relationship. I'm actually fine with this person because I have a lot of sadness for them, because for them to first thing in the morning to give me this kind of comment, it goes to show that they're not happy with themselves, that they have to really put me down like this. So you may have been very upset at the time or even cry, and which is what I did, but that didn't happen for long. Not long after that, I realized that the divine played a hand at this very clearly. My joy started stepping back in, knowing that I've finally done the work and learned the hard lesson by walking away and not exposed to this toxic behavior and comments. I mentioned to my other family members I'll never step foot in their house again, and I would never talk bad about them. It's their life, and I'm not going to be a part of it. Spirit will give you the hardest lessons, putting you together with the worst characters in order for you to learn and move to a higher place. This is to exercise your true power and strength. Hey, this was not meant to be easy. Your life would be boring and not meaningful, with no growth and expansion, if you just want things easy way and not having any challenges. In fact, you stay stuck. If that's, if you want the easy part. I'm going to leave it at that. And thank you all for being here. If you're still here, please feel free to share your experience. I thank you for your time, and I would love to know about your hardest lessons you've overcome so far. Sending you lots of love and blessings, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.